Hey everyone, it's Rich.
Wow, everybody. Wow.
Anderson.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Young Justice Review.
Yep.
We're here, folks. Episode 25, Usual Suspects. And wow, man. Well, we find out who the mole is.
It's not who you would expect.
It's Red Arrow. We find out Red Arrow is the mole. That was sneaky. How he did that to Batman. He puts the crystal thing that they find into Batman's neck. He's like, hey, you coming out to meet with the people? Although Batman did kind of notice something. And then that thing gets absorbed in his neck. Crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit. But we also find out a lot of it's usual suspects, but it should be called confessions.
Right. Usher would have a beautiful time if he heard that.
Yeah. So what we mean is, okay, so Superboy surprisingly is the first one to reveal that he's a patch addict.
He needs his nicotine patches.
Yeah, that probably would be better than what he has now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So to start though, I'm sorry, everyone. So the episode starts with the new Justice League members, which include Icon,
Mm-hmm.
Plastic Man, the Atom,
Red Arrow. That's Snake in the grass.
Ooh, you're spoiling things, man. Oh, did we reveal it already? Maybe we revealed it already. I gotta pay more attention. But who's the fifth one again?
Dr. Fate.
Oh, Dr. Fate, right. So yeah, Dr. Fate, Red Arrow. They'll join the Justice League, and we're also introduced to Rocket, Icon's sidekick.
That's true. We are.
Right, and then before they go to celebrate the Justice League, I think it's a little weird that Batman, supposedly an urban legend, is out there in the daylight. But then again, he was out in the daylight in like the first episode.
Yeah, he was.
But anyway, so the team gets like an alert because Robin hacked the system, and they go fight some bad guys. The Riddler, Blockbuster, I think was the name, right? Blockbuster. Who else? Who did they fight?
A whole bunch of baddies. Sportsmaster, Cheshire.
No, that was later. But...
Oh, okay.
Oh, Cheshire was there though. It wasn't Cheshire there first, though, right?
Yeah.
Because I think he crashed. Oh, Sportsmaster wasn't there. Yeah.
Because our heroes they track that plane crash. Cheshire. They find Cheshire, and she's trying to transport something. They find the plane crash. Nothing's there. And then Riddler pops up. A whole bunch of calamity ensues. They got these like pole things that make a dome of energy so you can't get out. Superboy has one final patch that he uses for the fight, and then he starts going like berserker mode like Wolverine did.
Well, except he can fly and shoot lasers out of his eyes. Wolverine can't do that.
Yeah. And there's a point where Robin was like, SB, you're flying. Because he got so enraged because it makes him upset. When he puts on the patches, it increases his rage, his anger. Yeah. So he just completely forgot that he was supposed to continue the ruse of, it's just his Kryptonian powers kicking in, which is true, but, it's under false pretenses.
True that. So they do that. Anyway, they go back after that, they go back, and Batman congratulates them.
He does.
Even though he kind of starts to berate them, and then he just good job. For which the stuff they recovered, these little nano chip things, ends up being the Justice League's undoing.
That's true.
So anyway, though, after he leaves, the team actually reveals. So Superboy, is I gotta do something because Lex Luthor contacts him telepathically. is like, you gotta do something. So he goes to leave, and then he meets Luther at a field.
And then he just swarmed up on Queen Bee's there. The whole
Yeah,
squad just came out.
Yeah. And then we get like a flashback, and he's like, "I'm willing to work with you. Just went to more patches." So in a way, it was kind of like, it reminded me like an undercover operation, like where like a cop is trying to get drugs from a drug dealer to arrest him.
It did.
Anyway, so we do that. Then we'll flash back to that scene when he's like, "I gotta tell you," and it's like, "I gotta do something first." And in a surprising turn of events, angry, broody Superboy loner Superboy who keeps to himself, reveals what's really going on.
That's true. He confessed.
He not only reveals that he's a patch addict, but he reveals that Lex Luthor is dead.
That's true. Yeah.
Superboy, Lex Luthor, and Superboy, baby Superboy. TLC could have a TV show about this. My two gay dads that aren't really gay, but they had me anyway.
My two dads. It could just be that.
Yeah, my two dads. Oh, anyway, so actually, that is a TV show, like a sitcom from the 90s, early 2000s. Anyway, so they have that. Then Artemis rolls up, and she's like, "I'm joining, Sportsmaster." And that's Jay. That's where I belong.
That's true. Yeah.
Then we flash back to her where she reveals what's going on. That she reveals to the team that Cheshire and Sportsmaster are family. Her mother's Huntress, but she's an ex-convict. The rest of the family aren't exes, except for, I guess, her parents. I guess, are exes technically to each other.
She's retired because of the words "retired."
Yeah, and she's in if you've seen Artemis' mother, she's in a wheelchair. So
she is.
She kind of speaks broken English. Then we got everyone's like accepting of her, and Robin's like, "Oh, I knew this already." And he's like, "You did?" She's like, "You did?" He's like, "Yeah, but you're one of us." And then he's like, "Yeah, I'm a detective." And I'm thinking in my head, "You're not a detective. Batman told you. You know Batman told you."
Maybe he did find out.
Maybe through sniffing through the back computer.
I look at a page of something. I'm a detective,
I guess. So we got that, and then we get like a scene with I think it's back in the present with Miss Martian and Queen Bee. It's a little deal from a few episodes before.
Yeah, when she laid on the bed, cut like a pedophile creep.
Yeah, it was a Gara.
Yeah, while still wearing a crown, weirdo.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna become Beast Boy.
Maybe his eyes turned green.
His skin turned green.
And I think we're left with that so far.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so we have that. Then we get her flashback where Wally's like, "Anyone else have anything to review?" He's like accepting of Artemis, and she's like, "I do." He's like, "Oh, I was kidding." And then she shows her the team her true form. So she first tells them that Queen Bee is blackmailing, like, "Oh, why?" And then she, for a better word, she hulks out. Martian hulks out to this big giant white monster that was so cute.
She's got to be like 11 feet tall.
Yeah, and then everyone is like kind of shocked, but then Aqualad, like a leader that he is like, "You really think we've seen that show?"
Yeah, Aqualad stepped up really well.
Yeah, and then Superboy comes up and says, like, "I know you." He reveals that he knew about her. How do you know about her true form? He has something with their mind melded.
They mind melded.
And that was before they even started.
Vulcans can also mind meld.
I mean, she takes it as like, "Oh, he really loves me," but let's face it, this guy doesn't know. He was in a tube for his whole life, so he doesn't really know anything.
We also get that fight. That fight was really cool, where they're psychically linked up, and Aqualad says, "Miss Martian or McGann, are we linked up? Go," and that's it. Now they're. Even with Rocket, with a new person, they're synced up fairly well. Zatanna's, if you think about it, Zatanna's been running missions with them. So she's well connected with them, and everybody is still together. So
yeah, they're a well-oiled machine.
At this point, 25 episodes in. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, how many weeks is that in their world?
Yeah.
I guess it's like 6 months, right? Started July, right? August, September.
Yeah, Independence Day.
About 5 months, I guess.
Yeah. So not bad.
Yeah, not bad for 5 months.
Not bad. But overall, this episode, we get the mole, we find out exactly what happens.
Who is the mole again?
It's Red Arrow.
Red Arrow,
What
aka
the flip, man.
Yep. At the end, and it's revealed very sneakily. We think, we first think that there's no actual mole, and it was just maybe a ruse by the villains to tear the team apart.
Mm-hmm.
But then Batman is, looking at the little ship things, and Red Arrow comes by. He's like, "Oh, you ever gonna join the party?" He's like, maybe I will." And then he just puts it on the back of his neck,
and it absorbs. And Vandal Savage winds up coming through the boom tube because Batman overrides it since he's now been corrupt somehow from a crystal.
Yeah. And we see him come. We see all the other League members under its control too.
Yeah. And then after I think it happens, Red Arrow goes, huh. He looks like he snaps out of it and he goes, "I'm the mole?"
Yeah, which is kind of funny if you think about it. It's kind of was foreshadowing how he kept, his whole thing was he thought Superboy was going to be like that since he was from Cadmus and he was going to be under some mind control.
He also said something at the beginning of this episode, which was very interesting. I think Wonder Woman asks them, "Are you ready to go into the Watchtower?" And he says, right. "Born that way," or something along those lines.
Yeah,
now we got to figure out what the hell happened.
Yeah, and I mean, wow. I mean, he's like a mole, but he's like the Superboy type of mole that he thought Superboy was going to be. He's not like he was conspiring. He just was. But now, I wonder why he's like that though. How did they get a hold of him to brainwash?
Somehow he's been brainwashed, or somehow he has been planted in. There was one part in, I think, the last episode, 23 or 24, where Red Arrow says, "You could be a mole and not even a Cadmus project and not even know it."
A Superboy. He said a Superboy.
And he was saying that's a Superboy. But now that we find out that Red Arrow is a snake in the grass, or was, and then apparently snapped out of it, I still don't trust it, I'll tell you that.
A snake that doesn't even know he's a snake.
A subconscious snake. It's like that Fast and the Furious movie. Might have been 4 or 5 where Letty gets amnesia.
I have no idea. I don't know much Fast and Furious.
They do the amnesia angle where she gets amnesia and now she's like this, not a super soldier, but a diligent, sort of effective warrior somehow. So they Lettied Red Arrow, which I thought is pretty funny. But yeah, he's a mole, and Vandal Savage showed up, and he just looked at the glass, kind of like in that episode of Friends where Joey's looking at the little waterfall thing.
Yeah.
That's what that reminded me of.
Yeah, so that. We got that, and then I thought it was kind of interesting that Batman was like what, BO3 or something like that.
BO2, yeah.
And Vandal Savage is A, which that was kind of weird, right?
Yeah. I don't. Maybe if we pay more attention to it.
I'm just wondering how he has a designation.
Batman probably overrode.
Yes, but to give him that number A, it had to be. And then to come to think of it, if Batman's B2, I'm sure Superman's a B1 and Wonder Woman is B3. Maybe I'm missing something. Why didn't they start with the A's?
Yeah, good point. But it ruined this. There was a celebration. Red Arrow's got to ruin it because he's a snake in the grass mole.
Yeah, it's a double celebration, probably. It's like New Year's, right? Isn't that they are?
Also, I got not too much because it's a shortened episode since it's only about 22 minutes or something along those lines. But in the first Godfather, there's a baptism, but also a murder scenes, and they're kind of interwoven, where Michael's child is being baptized, and at the same time, a hit has been put out on multiple characters to kill them in different situations that are going on in life. Like one of them's getting a massage and he gets shot. One of them like in a door or something like that. So it kind of gave me that sort of vibe where our heroes were explaining their confessions and what's going on with them, and then you see this Red Arrow mole stuff happening at the same time.
Yeah, you got all this crazy stuff happening.
But big episode.
It's not even.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's not even the season finale.
Right.
They could have just ended it on this and brought it back season 2.
And then run it back. But especially Roy, who's given them so much shit when it comes to, you have a mole on your team and I'm gonna find out. Well, it's you, dude. You're the mole. You snake.
You douche. Just douchey snake.
And now you're probably playing like, oh man, I was subconsciously. No, you weren't, bro, because you're still snitch.
Snitch. He's a back there, the Benedict Arnold. He's a
turncoat.
He's a red coat.
Turncoat. And he wears red.
Word up.
Very convenient that he shows up at the very end.
Yeah, it's like they've planned this whole time. Like
it's almost like the writers wrote it that way.
And we are implied that Lex Luthor is in the light, right? With Queen Bee.
I think that's very known.
Because he's like, we have friends. You have other friends.
Yeah.
Because they're like, so you two running it? He's like, no, we have friends.
He doesn't have any friends. Loser.
Yeah, but I like that way how Luthor was really cool though about it. Like when with the betrayal and all their betrayals were revealed, he's like didn't even shake him. He's like, oh, all right. Like he didn't he kind of expected it.
Yeah.
So overall,
in the grass too.
Yeah, overall, I'm gonna give this episode a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, same. Monumental episode.
Yeah, it had everything. It had action. It had story, pushing emotions. Well, a bunch of it had the team actually, all the team in the episode, no one was missing.
You know what I also noticed, and I don't know if this is what they intended, but Rocket being in this episode, where our characters can kind of play their lines towards her, so this way you get an introduction to her, but you also can have a character that they can explain things to. Exposition, some people might call it. I think was a really nice way to kind of offset just a little bit. It's like, okay, well, we get a new character, and all the characters that we're used to are explaining things to her, so this way you kind of...
a little catch-up.
Yeah. You play catch-up so that this way, in case anybody forgot about what's going on, because at this point, they're probably... These episodes are coming out, what, once a week or something like that?
I guess, but...
Or twice.
When this episode aired on Cartoon Network, so...
So let's just assume that these episodes are coming out once or twice every, 5 days, 7 days, or something like that. So you have to wait a certain period of time to get this reveal. Having Rocket there, and also Icon too, because he gets into the Justice League. But having her character there to kind of help maintain the base and also keep people back up to speed, I thought was really cool. And an effective way to bring a new character in.
Yeah, and her belt or whatever she uses is pretty sick.
Zatanna gets also really good fight in this episode.
Yeah, and we get a little emotional when she's down when they've knocked the Fates elect into the league. Because, that's her dad was wearing the mask.
Since she says her spells for her magic backwards, we find out that gag backwards is gag because it's a palindrome, which means the words that said forward and backwards, how they're spelt, they say the same thing. So gag, G-A-G forwards and G-A-G backwards.
I got it. But I was just saying she seems a little you could see a little emotion in her when Dr. Fate, who I would say her dad's wearing a Dr. Fate helmet, but it's like the Dr. Fate helmet Nobu's wearing her dad.
Yeah, yeah. There's also a moment where Zatanna sees that Dr. Fate's been accepted into the league,
Yeah.
and Robin puts his hand on her shoulder.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a put your hand on my shoulder.
Yeah, poor Z. I said poor Z.
Oh, yeah. But otherwise, a cool episode. Not too bad. Give it a 9. Rich gave it
Yeah,
a
I thought it
9.
was great.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my favorite. I think it was my favorite episode this season so far. Let's see how the finale is.
Yep.
You know, it had all the characters. I mean, it was missing Wolf, but
Missing Wolf.
Robin did keep up with his sunglasses.
That's true.
At the beginning, yeah. I mean, in that episode, I mean, we know Wally knows already. We should have just had Dick report when they were confessing everything. Say, you know what? My name is Dick Grayson. My parents died. Were trapeze artists and were killed by a man named Tony Zuko. I am Bruce Wayne's ward.
Right.
You know, why are you confessing stuff? And maybe then Wally could have said, you know what? I'm in love with Artemis. We know it. Come on.
Right.
And just, confessions. Why not? Confessions.
All right, folks. Stay tuned. Coming up, the next episode.
The finale. Hey, everyone.
Welcome back, folks. Episode 26. What is it called?
All acquaintances. Yeah, no, acquaintance. It's no, it's like basically. I think it means Happy New Year.
Yeah, because it takes place. It turns New Year's Day at the end of the episode.
It takes place on New Year's Eve night.
Yeah. So I thought that was nice. Man, honestly, best episode of the season.
Yeah, they went out with a bang.
Went out with a huge bang. Action. It has the last 2 episodes, very strong episodes.
Yes.
This is how you end with the 2 strongest.
Yes.
Great action, sentiment, character development, teamwork. The things that you want to see from this show.
Sentimental stuff.
The maturity of these characters.
Yeah, new love blossoming. You got the team that fucking. I mean, sorry to curse, guys, but that took out the Justice League.
That's true. Yeah.
Only with the Justice League more experienced, most of them
managed to hack
older and stronger. Now, and that they were working for bad guys, and they were more of them.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I think because they're mind controlled, they're not. It's not like they're really versing Batman.
Right.
It's like versing someone mind controlled. He may have that body skills and stuff, but he can't he doesn't have his mind.
Yeah, you've now taken host of the vessel.
Yeah, Batman is pretty much his mind is his most dangerous attribute.
Yeah, there was one point in the fight, and you know what's great about this episode? You get a Batman Dick Grayson fight, which was, and he didn't back down. He didn't back down at all. Showed up, which very proud of.
Piggyback on that, you get a Batman Superman versus Robin Superboy fight. Which was pretty cool.
So before they can even reconcile or come to a friendship, the first thing that they really do is fight each other. So, not bad. It's like the Saiyans in this case.
Maybe.
But a great episode. They did one of those, they hoodwink you, because we find out that Roy Red Arrow, he was basically a sleeper agent, but it wasn't him. He's a clone now, and he's a Cadmus project. So they just took advantage of his subconscious.
Yeah, we also find out that Roy's a clone.
Yeah, he's a clone, man. And there's the original Speedy.
But his arm cut off.
Yeah, he's got his arm cut off, which probably tells me if they did something, that was probably to get a sample so that they could clone other Roys.
Yeah, well, it was kind of how long was he missing for?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought You know, it was kind of like makes these villains very devious. Did the light we finally revealed the full light in this episode.
Totes.
Well, I'm saying what make this episode like so devious is like when Batman under mind control is telling them about Roy and how he's a clone, he was a sleeper agent. He's really just telling them the truth. I thought he was lying.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Until like they saw the ending where they didn't like correct it or anything. They're like, Roy's like, I'm a clone. Like he just accepts it.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, it's true because we see the real Roy. But it's just funny the way they I don't know if anyone's ever watched Buffy the or Angel or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But not really great shows. It's alright shows. But there was like a line when the character, it was Cordelia when she was actually mind controlled. She said about Angelus, Angel's evil alter ego, and this describes Lex Luthor perfectly. And a lot of these villains, they lie with the truth.
Ah.
You know, they told him the truth, but they didn't tell him the whole truth. Like, you know, they told him what was like really going on. He was a sleeper agent. He was mind controlled, but they didn't say like, yeah, but we're now we're being mind controlled. Like,
the only small weak part to this episode is one moment where the plan goes awry. Our heroes wind up taking out basically the entire Justice League and hack up a really good plan as well. There was a point where Vandal Savage is like, all right, we're good to go. We'll get them next time. The light needs the Justice League for phase 2. And I got that, but since it's a short episode, it's only 22 minutes or something like that, things kind of have to, you know, wrap up because you're getting a lot of action in most of this episode.
But yeah, I mean, I thought it was kind of really cool though. It's almost like the light they were kind of pissed, but almost like they were still 10 steps ahead.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they kind of figured. I guess they didn't exactly figure. They kind of figured they're probably going to lose with it because they take the Flash, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Hawkgirl, and John Stewart Green Lantern and Martian Manhunter, and they disappear for like 16 hours or something.
Yeah, John Stewart, Jean, Wonder Woman, Superman, Hawkgirl, and Batman.
Oh, not Flash, right? No, Flash was
Flash was fighting with.
You're right. I don't know why I said Flash. Yeah, you're right. I'm just, you know, I was just thinking the lineup. I guess minus Flash is the Justice League Unlimited lineup.
Oh yeah, it is.
Right, I think it was actually on purpose. And I guess technically that wasn't even the Flash. That was the Wally West Flash on that show. So I guess that's technically when it makes sense to bring Barry Allen.
Mm-hmm. Our Kid Flash is Wally West.
Yeah. I'm saying he's Wally West, and in the show though, it was Wally West was the Flash in that show.
Right.
So I guess it wouldn't make sense to bring him because those members of the lineup of the Justice League.
That's a nice little callback. You know, you do that for the fans watching. You know, this is how you pay attention.
Yeah, so they pay attention to their fans.
Mm-hmm.
Not only like Greg Wiseman, you know, he did in a few episodes ago with the Black Spider, his, you know, Spectacular Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like respects other people's work.
Yeah, which is nice. Also, you know what I did like about one part in this episode when Zatanna says her backward spell and it changes Captain Marvel, Shazam, into Billy Batson, and you know, he's fine. Everything's okay. So, I guess since he was infected as Captain Marvel, when he turns into Billy Batson, did they give him the thing when he turned in?
Maybe. I mean, maybe they didn't really show too much of it, but then they kind of went to another scene.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's probably just easier to control as a child, to be honest. They did like to fight and dismantle, but maybe the lightning fried the like the nanogene, or maybe the way the magic works is Captain Marvel was the one that was affected and not really
I thought that was a really good time to use that tactic, to use that trick. I thought that was pretty well played out. Like I said, we do get the Batman Dick Grayson fight, which is pretty cool. We get Superboy versus Superman,
which is really cool. I mean, and We have to find out that Superboy's affected by kryptonite in this episode.
Yeah, we do. They give you a
Yeah.
lot of stuff, even though it's only 22 minutes.
Yeah,
You're
and
getting
when
a
like
whole lot.
Robin, and so it's kind of implied that Batman owns kryptonite because Robin had kryptonite.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, you sure you want to do this? Like, yeah, just go. And one of the biggest moments, though, I'd have to say, is the ending as when the whole result. Okay, a couple big moments. This is a fangirl in me. I mean, I'm a straight guy, guys, but Wally finally kisses Artemis.
He does the poof. He got the poof.
Superboy and Martian, obviously. Robin as his hand's been kind of playing along for a while, and then Aqualad and Rocket, which I felt like they just threw that in so they could give him someone to kiss.
Yeah, shoehorn that in.
Yeah, but then the biggest moment really was when Superman finally accepts Superboy.
He does. He's like,
Yeah,
listen, my human name is Clark Kent. And he's like, oh, pick a Carter Kent, but not because I want to bite off you, dude.
No, first he goes, I'm kind of, like, I heard you take a superhero, a secret identity. And he's like, yeah. I don't know how he takes a secret identity when he doesn't put any disguise on and he wears the same clothes, but whatever. And he goes, yeah, I'm kind of Kent. He's like, my human identity is Clark Kent. He's like, oh, I didn't know. He's like, no, I'm glad. He's finally accepting. It's nice to see Superman after all, like, avoiding him all season or berating him.
Mm-hmm.
He shows respect for him. It's great.
You can argue that subplot of Superboy and Superman has been going on for 26 episodes, roughly.
Yeah, and then it was kind of in the background because I almost kind of forgot about it, to be honest. I mean, I didn't forget about it, but he kind of like throws little hints in each episode, like when they revealed Superman had a Fortress of Solitude. I think Robin revealed it. A few, and Batman and Superboy was like, he does, and he's like, and he got to look a little pissed, but they don't like latch onto it. Like, see, that's a good thing about Greg Wiseman. He acts like his audience is smart. He doesn't treat his audience like idiots.
Yeah, which I appreciate a lot, because I can watch and really take the time and enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great tease and stuff. He treats you like, like, okay, you're an adult.
Right, and also the references are nice and subtle, so never overblown, never too much.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna give this episode a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, me too. Solid. They do this thing where, even though we find out Roy's the sleeper agent, the mole, basically, but you find out that it's basically not his fault. And
the sleeper agent, it wouldn't be his fault.
Yeah, right. But it's not his fault, though. And he's kind of coming to terms with it. And for a moment, it's like you feel bad.
Oh, yeah.
Like, man, it's really not his fault. He didn't really know what was going on. He's a clone.
Yeah, and what you said in the last review about what he said, I was born to be in the league or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was made it was in 6 months. Basically, he was made to be part of the Justice League. That was the whole point of creating him.
Right.
To want him to be that's why he has such a strong desire. They explain that's why he has such a strong desire. He has such an aversion to the team. To the team, and then he wanted to join Justice League. So in a way, he was invented for that. He was created for that, and then he throws in like that line, in 6 months or something like that. Where that's when he really started his training.
And also, they took the other Superboy clone, the one that's fully Kryptonian.
Oh yeah, Match.
Yeah, Match. Right. They took Match, so because you get that little scene where they're wheeling him out. And he still has the scar on his chest from bouncing his whatever the hell you call it, not X-ray vision, heat ray off the glass wall and then onto his chest, like a freak.
Yeah. Oh, he's crazy. He's unstable.
Yeah, but you get to feel bad about Roy, even though he's basically the one that caused this stuff. And now we get a mystery of, we have the Justice League
What they did, 16 hours
what happened in 16 hours, because when they talk about it, it's almost like it's tension. They don't know what happened. What they would call a cliffhanger, where you hang off a cliff.
Yeah, and then they have the whole Roy's out there, the real Roy's out there.
Yes.
So we figure the clone Roy's going to do something to try to find him.
And also, Sportsmaster is, what do you say? He was Speedy's uncle or something like that?
Guardian, yeah. Speedy's uncle.
Yeah, so we got to figure something out about that too.
He might be a clone himself.
Because he also works in Cadmus.
Yeah, he's probably born. He's probably like Roy, like the clone Roy was born to be in the Justice League. He probably was cloned to work at. I'm born to work in the born to work to be part of the Justice League. He probably was. Guardian was probably born to work at Cadmus.
Yeah, man. We got some questions that need to be answered. Where our team is gonna go from here? Where the Justice League is gonna go from here? Where will Red Arrow go from here? Even though he's kind of explained, I gotta find the real Roy. I don't know why. Well, we have to remember, he's very steadfast, that character, in his decision making. So now we know the original Roy is on ice. Red Arrow is a clone. Let's see if he goes on a hunt. What the hell happened to the Justice League? What the heck is gonna happen with our team?
Yeah, and I like that he's a little more softer. And he actually works with the team to infiltrate the Justice League.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there are roots that he's actually mind control. But it's nice that he's I don't know why he went in there all willy-nilly though, because I guess maybe they could say he was mind controlled, I guess, by them. I guess Black Canary could have given them mind control. I wonder how they got out of Black Canary. They didn't show that on purpose.
Mm-hmm. They didn't show that. They probably had to cut that or just let that happen off camera.
Yeah,
but this is the strongest I think our heroes have been, because they managed to successfully defeat the Justice League. The only thing is they get knocked out when they get the antivirus thingy to the Vandal Savage virus thing that he had going on. All right, folks. That was episode 26, and we have officially wrapped up season 1 of Young Justice Review. Rich, congratulations, man. We did
Congratulations, man. I hope there's a season 2 out there somewhere.
Yeah, we'll be covering season 2.
Let's do it.
That should be fun. We'll go back to the drawing board, discuss a little bit about what worked, what didn't work, but pretty much keep somewhat of a similar platform. Right. We started this, I think, in February, right?
Yeah, probably late February, I think.
Yeah, so this has been going on. By the time this episode comes out, we'll probably be somewhere in June or maybe July. So sometime during the summer.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
Not bad, man. I've never done a review of a whole series, of a whole show.
Yeah. No review of anything.
Yeah. So not too bad. I'm glad this project has come to light. No pun intended, but also intended.
That's true.
Yeah. And we end on a bang. We end on 2 episodes where our heroes look the strongest they've ever looked.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks. Stay tuned. Coming up, season 2.
So 1. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Konnichiwa.